So one of the coolest things about the modern day is that superstars that might have been really popular or at the top of the world some years ago, they have a place where they can speak and they can interact with the fans and they can give us some enlightenment on things that might have gone down in the business that we might not have known about. If you guys are familiar with wrestling videos on YouTube, there's probably no percent chance that you don't know who Maven is. Maven is the man. He's got an amazing YouTube channel that's really insightful. And today we're reacting to a video from a former WWE wrestler. If the algorithm brought you to me, guess what? You're part of the family now. You can't leave. And if you try to, I will find you and I will give you a wedgie. If you'd like to check out the original upload of the content, please click the top link in the description. You can find Maven and all of his work there. And if you'd like to react to content with us on stream, click the bottom link. Without further ado, I have to kick the little ones out of here because I react to stuff rather colorfully. My content is not made for the little ones. If I catch you around here, little one, I'm gonna tell on you. And I'm gonna use colorful language, and you're probably gonna get in trouble. Let's get this video started. Come on, let's do it. It's time. Scram, kids, scram.
Hey guys, Maven here. Now, we all know that WWE, it's predetermined. It's scripted entertainment, and there's a lot of tricks to the trade that they use in order to suspend your disbelief. In this video, I'm gonna be...
Dude, I wonder how much trouble Maven gets in. Like, because he definitely gets on here and he gets the chopping it up and say it a lot. Am I wrong about that? Like, I think some of the old guys are probably like, yo, bro, what are you doing? What the hell are you doing?
Be sharing secrets from my WWE career, including how do wrestlers bleed? How did I hang myself on the ring ropes and walk away unscathed? And of course, how did I go through glass without messing up this beautiful makeup-free face? You're gonna learn a lot, so let's get into it. First, I'm gonna show you how WWE wrestlers bleed. And huge disclaimer here. This is not a how-to video. This is not a go out and try this yourself. I was trained by professionals, and
It's true, right? Like, some of this stuff, I think I've definitely seen like a listicle or like a compilation video that had like a lot of secrets and whatnot. Like when I heard about the microphone being under the ring before, I was like, what? What do you mean they're not being slammed that hard? I'm such a mark, dude. I'm such a mark. It's not even funny. Like, I'm terrible. I'm terrible.
I have had practice doing this. You have not. So do not, I repeat, do not try this at home. This is for educational.
As a kid, if I would have saw this, do not try this at home, shit flashing on my screen like that, I'm immediately trying it at home. You gotta understand. I do this. I'm a gangster. You're not gonna tell me. Not gonna tell you what I can't do. You're not gonna tell me I can't do this.
And entertainment purposes only. As a WWE wrestler, one of the things you have to come to grips with is bleeding. But we don't call it bleeding, we call it getting color.
Hell yeah.
But when you're in a match,
getting
how
color.
exactly do you get color?
I'm pale as hell. I need color. See?
And now I'm going to show you how I made gigs and where I would conceal them on my body so everyone in the stands and you at home never saw them until I needed them. Now, in order to make a gig,
that's like reverse psychology. Like, yo, don't be like Jeff Hardy. You think this guy is cool? Don't be like him.
A razor, and I was taught to use the two-sided straight razors. And lastly, scissors. First, you're gonna start.
Yeah, so this is so unhinged. Like it. Yeah, he's really just making it like in front of us, like low key. I'm sitting there like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Ollie, what's going on?
with your straight razor. And this is actually a real razor, so I'm being extremely careful. What I was taught to do and what I would always do from there, you take your scissors and you cut it down to size. And I would always cut it down into a triangle. Once you get it down to the triangle, your goal is going to be to have a limited sharp edge exposed. And from there, you simply just start folding it over until it is in a shape that you're going to be able to use. Now, some guys would actually cut this edge off.
Except Maven, no.
Making it smaller. I always preferred having the longer edge, and I'll tell you why. The way you're going to disguise your gig is guys would do it in many different ways. Some guys put it in their boot. Some guys would tape it to different parts of their body. I always taped it to my wrist. I was going to tape my wrist anyway, so it was just always a very easy and obvious place to keep it. Now, with my wrist tape, here's the key. I'm going to need a few extra pieces of tape after.
He said, is this really not a how-to video?
You're going to be able to get to the gig easily when you're out in a match. Some guys put it in different places. I always would put it right here. Now, that's why I liked having this edge, that extra edge. This is exactly how I would tape it to my wrist right there. I would lay it down with the long edge exposed so I knew exactly where to grab it. And then I would just
scared as shit to have that anywhere near my wrist, dude.
Some guys don't like having this extra edge exposed. It's hit or miss. It depends on what you prefer. I always wanted to know exactly where that gig was, because if I needed it during a match, when the ref or when their attention wasn't on me and I was overselling or whatever and I was about to get color, it was always easy for me because I knew exactly where it was.
Yeah,
I could take one,
who comes up with this shit, man?
pieces of tape, slide them back, and there's my gig exposed right there. Now, other guys, they didn't want to have an exposed edge. Other guys might use a gig that's this size right here, still with the exposed straight edge, but they didn't want to have it sticking out of their wrist tape. So what they would do was put it directly in the
from 50
middle
years ago, right?
of their wrist.
True.
And usually with the exposed edge not facing their wrist.
You want to see us bleed and do flips?
One piece of tape, maybe two.
You want to see us bleed and do flips?
Easy during the match, and they would cover it. I always preferred my gig with the tail just because it was easier. And I know Murphy's Law, if something can go wrong, it will go wrong. And I don't want to be the one that when I open it up, because in essence,
I think Murphy is just a pessimist.
And here's what's going to happen almost every time. That gig is going to stick to that tape just like that. So then you're ringside or wherever fumbling, trying to get this little piece off. I've even seen people take this and they can't pull it off, so they just start jamming themselves with the tape piece attached to it, hoping that it works, hoping that they can get the color they need like that. I never wanted to fool with it like that. That's why I always used it with a tail. And I give credit to Easy Money during my time in HWA for teaching me that little trick. So once the cameras are off you, and once you find a secluded place, usually it's down ringside as close to the apron as
Murphy
you
is
can get.
pessimistic as
In
hell.
a second, you're going to take and you're going to open up, exposing that gig. You're going to take it off, and then it's a 3-step process to get your color. Obviously, you're
for this not being a how-to video, I've learned an awful lot about making and hiding and pulling out and using gigs. Not the chapter being called How to Make a Gig. Bro, I'm about to become a fucking wrestler tonight. I'm signing up tonight. I'm going to the performance center. I'm going to show them immediately. First little thing, I'm going to run the ropes and bleed. They're like, what the fuck?
You're gonna have your sharp edge and you're going to hit, twist, and squeeze. Hit,
Why is he teaching you how? Maven, no! A few... Oh my god, that's... What is going on here?
twist, and squeeze. And what that's gonna do, it's gonna open up your capillaries and you're gonna start bleeding, and it's just gonna provide for a good look. Once you got your color, once you're bleeding, you still have these. What do you do with them? Where do you put them? If you're down ringside by the apron, obviously the best thing, the easiest thing, the safest thing to do is to toss them under the apron. But rule of thumb, never ever toss them where a fan could get them, because obviously you don't want them cutting themselves. You don't want them to have anything.
That's why Devon's like a roadmap from Google.
If you're having to do it,
someone is gonna bleed the night.
Call the ref over, and just as he comes over, try to safely pass it off to him, and he'll know exactly what you're doing, because you will have went over that earlier in the day. But your main goal is to just never let them get close to the fans. Obviously, we want to keep the secret out there as to how you got the color,
dude.
but more importantly,
I did not know Maven was a... Yo, little one, if you're still here...
Now you know how WWE wrestlers
delete
get
everything.
Colored. But
Delete.
Again,
Delete.
Disclaimer,
Delete.
do not do this at home.
You did not hear any of that.
For entertainment purposes. I was trained how to do this. You were not. Please be safe. Now, let's talk about the most famous WWE weapon, the steel chair. And I get asked all the time, on a weekly basis, how do you fake chair shots? And the simple answer is, you don't. That's why they're outlawed today. That's why you hardly ever see chair shots. We know a lot more today about concussions than we did even 20 years ago, so remember, be safe.
Isn't that crazy? That they were just like, yo, fuck it. We've always been hitting each other in the fucking head. Hey, see, just go out there and bash him in the head with the chair. Fuck it, we're good. That's insane. Someone had to come up and say, hey, maybe don't. Maybe don't do. Your brain is definitely rotting inside of your fucking noggin. Where's my how-to, Maven?
I'm asked about chair shots. People, in essence, always think that they are fake, they are gimmicked, they are rigged in some way. And to be honest, they are not. They are real chairs. Here's where the secret about that lies, though. The chairs that are used, the chair that hit me over the head at the 2002 Royal Rumble.
Holy shit. Yeah, that changed his birthday. That changed his damn birthday. Maven is a new man. That is not the same Maven that was there before the chair. No type of bracing for impact or anything, dude. People denied CTE being a thing. That sounds about right, though, right? Like, people definitely would be like, this is bullshit. He's gotta be tough. Like, I can imagine the testosterone-filled environment where they're just, like, really trying to cling to fucking losing brain cells. Like, you've got the mind of, like, a 70-year-old Alzheimer's patient. I'm not really a CTE guy. Discussed by Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's the raw shit, but never say that again. Yeah, that should definitely ring around his head. It's amazing, guys. Stay here. Not that new intro.
At the 2002 Royal Rumble, it's not the hardest chair available.
That's not Maven. That's caved in. His head is definitely dented.
Aluminum, a lesser dense metal. So that's how you get the folding aspect of it. That's how when it hit me over the head, it formed around my head. But there's absolutely nothing fake about it. But on to a different chair shot I took, and actually one that there is a secret to. Also working with The Undertaker early in my career, After the Rumble, I found myself involved in a championship match with Chris Jericho. So go through the entire match, and at the end, Undertaker came out to ruin my night. I found myself on the outside of the ring with the Undertaker.
Maven's drop kicks are fucking beautiful.
And he took a chair, put it up against my throat, reared me back, and jammed me down on it.
There. See, I don't mind this one as much as the one where, like, the person will be, like, propped up inside the fucking chair. They, like, tossed into the turnbuckle or something like that. Like, what's good with your neck? Like, you can definitely see he's got it now. He's in control now. This is okay. It's fine. But that other shit, a video game animation failure. What's going on, Kenny?
Jammed me down on it. To everyone, it looked absolutely devastating. And I'll be perfectly honest with you, going over with it during the day, it felt like it was going to be devastating until I learned the secret. The secret to that chair shot is holding the chair with both hands on either side. Because as I'm holding the chair and he's rearing me back, Taker looks like he's keeping the chair pinned directly to my throat, when the whole time I'm the one controlling it. As he brings me down onto the ground, I'm controlling how close my neck actually gets to the top edge of that chair. And after impact,
this guy was definitely like, it's a giant enterprise spinner. Eli, this is bullshit. These girls are loving it. They're believing all this. This guy's like, oh, fuck this shit, dude. Oh man. You can put me in the front row, because my dumb ass would be way too loud. You would just hear me in the background like, that's unfortunate.
actually gets to the top edge of that chair. And after impact, my throat never even hit the lip of that chair. And what really sold it, what really told the entire crowd and the people at home that I was hurt, was the throw. And again, I was able to control that because I had both hands on that chair the entire time. And realistically, it was one of the easiest bumps of my life. The next secret I'm going to share with you is getting hung up in the ring ropes. Now, this came courtesy of it.
Oh, you don't want to Mick Foley yourself and lose an ear. I don't think the getting hung up in the ring ropes is a good idea in WWE. Like, gee, I don't think you want to do that. That sounds like an easy way to fuck around and find out. Yeah, you don't want to lose part of your ears, do you?
And what I love about this spot
That's
is
crazy
for years,
looking.
people have debated, now did that actually happen? Was it an accident, or was it part of the show? Well, I'm here to tell you, it was part of the show. And here's the secret. And actually, this is probably one of the spots that we had to practice the most during my time in the WWE.
After what happened to Mick, I don't think I would even go near it.
Normally are. And in order for that to happen, everyone on the card has to know, be careful when hitting the ropes that night. The secret when going through the ropes is to actually dive your head as evenly through the two ropes as you can, but as you're doing it, make sure you grab the ropes with both hands, and as gravity does the work for you, it will make it look like you were stuck. It will make it look like something.
Like, having only one shot to get that right on live TV would have me anxious as hell. That spot is nuts, though. That spot is nuts, man.
That wasn't supposed to happen, and it works because you rarely see it. It's not something you see on a nightly basis. Actually, no. I was releasing the pressure, holding myself, obviously, by my hands, but once Hunter plays up to it to leave him there, let him spin their disbelief for a second. And people for years have debated, did that really happen? Or was it part of the show? And for the next secret, I'm actually going to show you 3 clips. And I want you to tell me what's the same thing happening in every one of them.
Bret Hart is the greatest WWF champion of all time. That's my opinion.
No, that's your opinion. That's the opinion of one man, JR.
He is. Could do that tonight. Look at Kurt Angle. Going for the ankle lock and Edge. Edge hoping to counter.
Like Sammy did at Elimination Chamber in Montreal that we saw earlier tonight, you never really recover from it. It's a lot of baggage.
So, did you figure it out? Well, let me fill you in on this secret. They're all attacking the left side of their opponent's body. Anybody that teaches wrestling in the United States is going to teach you to always work your opponent's left side. And by left side, I mean left arm and left leg. Now, why is that? If you always know that someone is working a left body part, then whenever they have to sell that body part or act like that body part is hurt, it's just one less thing to remember. Trust me, there's enough to worry about. How's the crowd reacting?
Yeah, that's something I never really noticed.
Knowing that you're always going to be working the left side. If you're on attack,
I kind of want to look for that now.
Punching, kicking, hitting, wrenching the left side. And if you're on the defensive, you're writhing in pain. You're always selling the left side. Now you might be saying, Maven, that's probably how it's done everywhere. Well, actually it's not. In Mexico, they work the right side. So I know for guys, whenever they travel, it's just one thing they have to learn. Is this a country that works the left or the right side? And for the last secret, it deals with one of the most famous moments of my WWE career, and it's something
that's really interesting, actually. He just put me on to something.
Basis. Let me set the scene for you. 2002 Royal Rumble, I eliminate The Undertaker. And after I eliminate The Undertaker,
no, that drop kick,
get color, which we discussed earlier. But even further after that, we are fighting, we are brawling. Well, it's a one-sided brawl, but he is beating me through the arena up to the second level. And as I'm trying to escape, crawling, trying to get away from him, through the fans, Taker throws me through a popcorn machine. Everyone always brings up the popcorn machine, and they always say, Maven, how did you go through that glass? Well, today, we're not only gonna tell you, I'm gonna show you. So this is the type of glass I went through. It's commonly known as sugar or candy glass, and it's made by
well, why did you have that?
Taking water,
where did you buy
heat
that?
it up, you boil it down, and
I told you guys I'm gonna bleed tonight live on stream. I'm taking a plate of sugar glass and I'm doing an elbow drop through it live on Pops Goes Live on Twitch.tv.
voila, sugar glass. I'm sure there's one or two additional steps in making this, but I didn't require that on the night I was going through this. They did a quick demonstration showing me that this was completely safe and wasn't gonna hurt or cut you in any way. And if you watch a movie or a TV show, anytime a stunt is performed where someone is going through glass, this is the stuff that is going to be used. But what does it look like to go through it? Well, let's find out. The things I do for you, YouTube.
We ought to throw the whole video away. Maven, delete the video. Delete the video. Yeah, just scrap the video. Scrap it. Delete it now. Delete it now. Holy shit, no.
Damn it.
At least I still got to do it, though.
You can actually chew it. It doesn't taste good, though. Doesn't taste like sugar. Now, obviously, you can see that this looks
like
the
camera, delete the footage.
I mean,
no one saw anything. It does like real glass. It does.
But it's completely safe. However, it does still have sharp edges, so if you're messing with it, please be careful. Well, I taught you this secret. Hey guys.
I think it's Kip. Hey, wait, whoa. Maven. Everybody gets one, brother. Calm down. Calm that down.
Don't be shy.
It says Maven. This is your kitchen. You have to clean that up. But that was a video from Maven. If you guys have not been to his channel yet and you're a fan of wrestling, I highly recommend it. His videos are always super interesting and informative. And this guy, he's got some charisma on him. I love it. I loved it. I definitely just learned something about that working the left side thing. I have to check that out. Tim, thank you for joining us here on Twitch. If you guys like to be like Kim and join the Twitch family, hit the bottom link in the description. Come react to stuff live with us. We appreciate you guys. There will definitely be more Maven videos reacted to on the channel here. So, yeah, if you like what you saw, subscribe or else I'll give you a wedgie.